I guess I'm gonna start it off. Can you tell me where we are in the city of Atlanta, and what is all this about Ambassador Young? And then I'm gonna get into the education thing.
Okay. We're at the Millennium Gate Museum on 17th Street in Atlanta. And the first floor of the museum for the last couple of months has been dedicated to the many lives of Ambassador Andrew Young. And so the display here talks about his childhood growing up in New Orleans, becoming a minister, being involved in the early civil rights movement, and then later as a politician, as a congressperson, mayor, ambassador to the United Nations, and now as a leader of his foundation to help the poor around the world.
Now, you were talking about education,
Yes.
all right? I look at the drones. I look at electric cars. Our kids don't know anything about any of that. How do we catch up? It's almost like saying you got algorithms. People do not understand what's going on. How do we teach the kids? How do we get the violence out of the school? What do we do?
Well, I think it's twofold. I think one, I'm a big advocate for school choice. If our mayor, previous mayor, city council president, others can send their kids to private schools, every child in Atlanta ought to have the right to go to a good school. And the money should not go to the institution, it should go to the student. That's the first thing, is to create an atmosphere of competition so that the schools either have to step up or they go out of business. We have the greatest universities in the world in America because we have competition between private, parochial, and public universities. And you have a choice to go wherever you qualify and can afford. Nobody comes to America to go to our high schools. I used to live in Europe. Every person I met, Spanish, Dutch, German, French, that did exchange students programs with American high schools were astonished at how poor they were to a person, every last one of them. So we've got to step up our education. We need to give choice to students. But in addition to the school, we have to work on parenting. Because I don't know if you've read the studies, but the biggest advantage a child can get academically is when a parent reads to the child. Not a video game, not flashcards, not movies, it's reading. In every study, parents who read to their kids excel much better than parents who don't. And parents have to step up. This is a two-sided coin. Parents must be given more responsibility, more authority over the education of their children. They can be able to pick where they go to school. But at the same time, parents need to be held accountable about what they do to foster their children's education. That is not happening in a lot of our families. And teachers will tell you, the kids that have trouble in school, their parents are not involved. And so we have to find a way to get parents involved and hold parents accountable to keep their kids engaged in school. Because I'm under the impression that some folks think you can drop your kid off at 8 and pick them up at 18 and they're good to go. That's not how education works. Education is 24/7. It doesn't begin and end in school. School is only a part of that.
Most kids go to school in the urban city. When they start off school, there's a discipline problem. What they think is normal behavior is abnormal behavior when they get to school. How do we address those issues? How do we address the gentrification? We don't even have people to come out here to vote because they work in so many different jobs. What about minimum wage? What do we do? How do we get the community engaged in what we're doing?
Well, that's a very complicated, multifaceted question. I can relate back to my childhood. I grew up in a black, segregated neighborhood in Oklahoma. At that time, blacks made up about 2% of the population. All of us could read. None of us went to jail. You could walk through our neighborhood at night without fear. You didn't have to lock your car. There is something wrong in our culture and we have started not to hold people accountable for their actions. And that's where it starts. My grandmother would tell me, if you're looking for an excuse to fail, any excuse will do. And too often we use the excuse of race and racism as an excuse not to do the right thing. If black men don't love their children enough to stay around and raise them, who should and who else will?
Let me ask you this. Since we have a Nigerian delegation here, Ambassador Young, what can we do to foster a relationship with Nigeria and American schools?
I don't know the answer to that. I would just say this, my experience has been that Nigerians as a whole take education a lot more serious than black Americans do as a whole. And they understand that the key to success starts with education. And what I find just horrendous is when you hear young black American kids say, education's not for me. We've got to change that. When you hear black children that speak proper English are being bullied and beat up because they are stigmatized as trying to be white. Excellence is not a white thing, it's a human thing. And we need to hold, let me just say this. President George W. Bush used to say, it's the soft bigotry of low expectations. And I say President Bush was wrong. There's nothing soft about it. We have too low of expectations for our children. We need to raise those expectations. We need to hold them accountable and their parents for their actions. And we need to demand excellence and stop making excuses for failure.
I'm gonna have to stop you now because my boss is calling me to go do some work.
Okay.
Like I'm not working.
Yeah, now me and you, let's go. We can make a love you, yes, this kind of love, yeah, would make me want my this kind of love, yeah, I don't want for the night. Think I know what you feel and you show you the money, baby, that's from you, baby, for you.
Ambassador Amina Smaila,
And spell
the
it for me.
Consul General of Nigeria. I should spell it?
Yeah, why don't you spell it?
My name?
Yeah, spell it. Spell your whole name.
AMINASMAILA. Ambassador Amina Smaila, the Consul General of Nigeria here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, let me ask you this. I've covered a lot of stuff in Nigeria. Nigeria seems to be big and exploding. Why is people so interested in Nigeria now?
Nigeria is the most populous country and the largest economy in Africa.
Wow.
And we have a booming young population. We have a large workforce. So there's no better country that is more attractive than Nigeria right now. You know, the United States of America is the greatest nation in the world powerhouse. But Nigeria is Africa's powerhouse.
Now I noticed that the Nigerian film industry has been around for a minute. Y'all are shooting twice as many films there in the United States. What is the reason for that?
Well, Nollywood now is all over the world, not just the United States. But what is so beautiful about the United States, not just the whole of the United States, but here in Atlanta, is that we have so many of our A-list actors shooting movies here. And as we speak, we have one of our A-list actors in the museum, VIP. So you need to get him right here to interview him. His name is RMD, Richard Mofe Damijo. And I used to crush on him, I still do.
Right there. Now, if people want to do business with Nigeria, what should they do?
The businessmen in Nigeria,
So if anybody in the United States wants to do business with people in Nigeria, what should they do?
as much as possible to continue uplifting the standard, ensuring that they draw support and they make African businesses, especially that of Nigeria, open to everyone. Nigeria most especially operates an open economy, a liberal economy, and it's so friendly to everyone, so attractive. And now that we have a very new protocol which combines the whole of Africa, which is called the Africa Free Continental Free Trade Area, the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, and Nigeria happens to be the top. We have all 54 countries of the continent signed up to it. So once you get through to Nigeria, you get through to the entire world. Right now, we even have Nigerian banks in all African states, at least majority of the African nations. So we call on all African American entrepreneurs to come do business with us.
Perfect.
Thank you.
You want to tell me who you with and where you from? And what's the occasion? Why are you here in Atlanta this week?
Okay, I'm flying back with this guy.
Well, my name is Professor Tony Obiamian.
They want you.
I'm from Nigeria.
Oh, downstairs, outside.
Currently live in
Yeah,
southern part of
a news
California.
station. They came to come.
I am a professor of law. I'm founder of American Heritage University of Southern California. I'm currently retiring, and during this retirement, I had the opportunity to come out here in Atlanta to celebrate with my brothers and sisters the 62nd independence of Nigeria. What that means for a very long time, Nigeria, since when Nigeria became Nigeria in 1914. Or do you want me to start?
No. I had a couple questions I want to ask you. Queen Elizabeth just passed, okay?
Right.
She just passed. And talk to me about Nigeria, how they came about getting their independence from England.
Okay. Well, Elizabeth represents the head of the Commonwealth. They went around the whole world and colonized very many areas, including Nigeria. There was no Nigeria.
Are you sure it's mine?
Yeah, there was no Nigeria. There was no Nigeria until 1914.
Is it?
There was no Nigeria
Are you sure it's
until.
not the one that asked for the love rights? Was it not the one that asked for the love rights? It was, oh yeah, I want to be.
What would you like?
What?
I didn't even.
Claire, I think we should do this downstairs.
Are we meeting downstairs?
No, I think we should do this interview downstairs.
Okay.
Okay. I'll get a plate later.
So, Nothing because I remember.
It's gone down to something. We'll keep it up.
Yeah,
Just,
keep it up.
you can just put it up.
That's what
I need
want before.
you to help me to understand.
But listen,
How was it that England, as small as it was, to be able to dominate, take Nigeria?
Okay.
And what brought about the change in colonization?
Okay. Those of us from that part of the world, Nigeria and some other countries colonized by the British people, the whole thing was based on Her Royal Majesty's service. The Queen represents the head of the Commonwealth. Commonwealth, that means those countries they colonized were put together as Commonwealth. Now, there was no Nigeria until 1914. There was no Nigeria until 1940 was when Nigeria became Nigeria until 1959.
Okay.
Okay, when they handed over independence to us on October 1st, 1960.
What was Africa called? What was Nigeria called when it was a colony by England?
Well, they were looking for our human services, put it mildly.
Slavery.
Yes, you said it. Well, slavery, they were looking for human beings to work for them. That was what attracted them. And then commodities like oil, palm, groundnut, cotton, rubber, and all the things you can think of, we have them in Africa.
Now, they're saying that carriage
Yeah.
that she was in is worth almost billions of dollars of gold.
Yes.
Did that gold come from Africa?
Oh yes. Yeah, we have a country that used to be called Gold Coast, and even in Nigeria we have gold deposits in some parts of Nigeria, but not to a larger scale as that of Gold Coast. Gold Coast became Ghana. It used to be called Gold Coast.
So, the process of gaining its independence, how long did it take? What did the citizens do, or how did they get it voted so they could become independent?
That would take us to a series
Overview.
of classroom lecture on Nigerian history, and for time, I don't think I can answer that, but all I can say, which I said earlier, was that when they colonized us, they gave us their language. They gave us names. We were bearing English names, as opposed to India, that they colonized. India got their independence in 1947. India did not take their land. They didn't take their names. We started taking their names. That's where the whole problem started with us. You hardly find an India whose name is Joseph, or Andrew, or Philip.
My.
So they gave us their names and then gave us religion. The problem of religion that we have today in Nigeria was caused by the colonialists.
If you look at religion, how was England able to convert and take the land?
Well, that's another long
story.
But I can say this briefly, that when they captured the area they wanted to capture, they designed a system called indirect rule. That means they were ruling us through our chiefs, and so that went on for a very, very long time. So,
Chiefs, just like dictators.
To some extent, yes. There was no democracy now. We were not democratic at all. We were led by whatever they told us at the time.
And this is the point.
So when they came to Nigeria, Lagos was the first area that they captured. in 1861.
I guess I'm looking at the power of the vote.
No. Okay. Okay. There was no power of vote until December 12, 1959. December 12, 1959 was our first election, and that election failed.
What?
It failed. It didn't work. There was massive rigging by the contestants, because the whole thing was strange to us as Africans. To me, I think maybe if we have gone back to the way we lived, would have been better off than the way we are today. So the idea of vote is a concept that we're still struggling to understand, and we have not been able to perfect it. So December 12, 1959 was the first time there was election in Nigeria. Then the second time was June 12, 1993, and that election was also botched. But most of the time we had military incursions, and that took care of why there's more of dictatorships by the ruling class.
If you look at, in your own words, give me a little short story of your thoughts of Nigeria when you left to come here, and then looking at it today.
Oh, well, then that's like making me to giving my telling my history. Well, when I left Nigeria, Nigeria was a safer place. Everything was good. In 1970, I came as a young man. Everything was good. We didn't have what we have now. Life was much better. It was so, you can go to Nigeria. It was a very cheap place to live in when I left. I was a police officer when I left, and also a guitarist. So when I go to New York, I met Nile Rodgers. So we're all playing music together. But one thing I didn't do as a guitarist, I didn't smoke weed, I didn't take any drug, I didn't drink, I didn't smoke anything. Once I get on stage and pick the guitar, you know, I'm hyped up. I don't need anything to give me extra booze or to give me that urge to play more than the way I used to play. Nile Rodgers just turned 70.
Is there anything you want to say in closing?
Huh?
Is there anything you would like to say in closing?
About him, or what did you say?
Anything you'd like to say in closing that we did
not in closing?
cover?
Oh, okay. So I came here like everyone else. I struggled and got a job working in the prisons. It was the injustice that I saw in the prison that made me to study law. I work in Rawwood State Prison, the second worst prison system in this country, after Rikers Island. Rikers Island.
What?
After
in New York?
Yeah, after Rikers Island, then it's Rawway in New Jersey. That's where I worked for 8 years, wearing uniform. And you see this seat here? Yeah, an inmate gave me a blow and I refused to change it. So I can talk about it. I'm talking about it now. Do you see the color?
Yes.
Yeah. There was this inmate that was moved from another state prison, actually from Trenton State Prison. They brought this inmate to us, and I just walked over to him in the morning and I said, hey guy, because he was supposed to sit on the electric chair. So what would you like to have in the morning? He said, come closer, I didn't hear you. I told him again, the next thing, boom, and, you know. So, but there were injustices that I experienced while working in that prison system. That's why I decided to study law. Not for economic reasons, but just from personal feelings. And I saw it. It was very, very clear and obvious that at that time, if you go back to the 70s, the segregation was still very much on, even on train, you know. You remember in 1970, you sit in a bar, nobody will talk to you. Then I was forced to join the Black Panthers movement.
Tell me about the Black Panthers coming from Africa.
Here we go.
What? What? Okay.
Not the one they do now with electric. This was done by needles. I was forced to join.
You didn't get it done while you was in jail? I mean, while you worked in the prison, did you?
No, when I was in prison, yes, yeah. That was when that's part of it. Yeah, that was what you're looking at here is 1972.
Done with.
So So I understand the criminal justice system of this country. I'm not very happy about it, and there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, but states are beginning to provide some solutions, like individuals that are victims of violent crimes. Yeah, government is now paying those people. If your criminal justice fails, if the criminal justice, in every state, you have to make good the wrongs that were done.
Okay.
So in my time, these things were not available. That was when I went to study law.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Don't go nowhere. Where you going? No, it's-
Oh boy, party. We used to go in there and then drive out the white guys. At that time, I had a very big afro. Then when I now returned to Nigeria, I lost my accent.
Got an afro? That's fantastic.
Oh, when I was here, you couldn't even tell. But after going to Nigeria and drink our gari and got bitten by mosquitoes, and
First thing you lose your accent.
I lost it.
I know, I lost
And
it.
then listen, it was even worse when I went to England for my doctorate. Then I had to also learn how to speak Queen's English.
So did you have?
And in the process of doing that, I messed up.
So you had a Nigerian, New York, New Jersey, Queens accent.
Yes.
You were messed up, man.
Yeah, after when you get, so I'm messed up right now. So when I'm talking, people will think that I never went to school.
When I talk, it depends on who I'm talking to. If I'm talking to somebody from England, my accent starts slipping. If I talk to somebody from Nigeria, I start slipping. It's hard for me to maintain.
That's what I went through. So what I do
It's
now,
good.
I just be myself, talk anyhow. If you hear it, fine. But if I can speak black English,
how are you able to keep your culture?
At least did you hear what I just
Yeah,
said?
you be able to talk black English.
Black English, I can speak it very well. I can change.
So wait, what do you mean how he was able to keep culture? What kind of culture? You mean Nigerian culture or American culture? in
Nigerian culture.
How I was able to
maintain your culture here.
And not assimilate.
You do assimilate.
By,
you assimilate, but you maintain your
okay,
culture.
through marriage, I married from home, married a girl 2 miles from my house, and then eat Nigerian food. You see, if you come here and start
I caught that.
And yeah, if you come here and start eating sandwiches, first of all, to mess up your brain, you never be the same again. I never ate all that.
Okay, there's this dispute.
Nigerian food.
There's this dispute that whose jollof rice is better, Ghanaian jollof rice or Nigerian jollof
Oh no, Nigeria owns don't you, Prince Philip said it in Nigeria.
It's Prince Philip, the purveyor of jollof rice.
Let me ask you a question. Who was that gentleman right there?
The first thing he talked about was
Prince Charles.
He came to Nigeria and the first thing that came out of his mouth was our jollof rice.
Oh, really?
That nobody can beat it.
I'm going to quote you to my Ghanaian friends.
Oh, please. I did my sabbatical in the University of Ghana.
Oh, really?
I understand their own system very well too.
Really?
No, they-
Yes, I can speak. They have the easiest language to, if you want to learn an African language, the Ghanaian language.
How many languages can you speak?
Well, I speak Benin, that's Edo. Then all these languages, these various English languages. I speak Black English very, very well because I learned it from the prison. If I switch now, it's a different world.
That's a loaded statement. Black English from the prisons.
Yeah. What?
What color law you practice?
No. I run a school. You heard me when I said I'm the founder of American Heritage University, and we have a school of law and a school of business.
So when you start going into the white man's court,
what?
When you start going into court, in the court system.
Did you say white man's court?
That's right, the white man court, because you still run the court.
So you mean the British white man's court?
Yeah.
Or the American white man's court?
Which one?
Either one.
Okay, I have respect for the British court because a court there is like church. There's order and there's respect for the bench. There's respect. Okay, let me give you an example.
As an American lawyer, I don't know, man.
Well, let me just, I give you an example.
Okay.
Let's say there is an argument about a particular case that had been abrogated, and the judge the judge is not aware that it was abrogated.
Yeah.
Let's look at that scenario and play it both ways, here and there. Here, you just casualize it and it just ends like that. You say, that case has been abrogated, Your Honor, and you are telling him, yes, it's been abrogated, the case has been abrogated, and then you just walk away. No regard for it. In England, first of all, once you know that the case is abrogated, you must accept that the judge was right. See my hand? By putting your left hand on your back and by my lord, yeah. Wait.
Yeah, but
Wait. My lord, I agree to what you said. No, just say as your lordship pleases. That means you accepted what the judge, but you know that is wrong. In England, you now go behind.
That's yours. Okay.
Yes, you now go behind. You now go to meet him in the office to tell him the truth.
You see, but that comes from the heritage of lordships and royalty. In the U.S., our judges are not royal. They're not a member of the royal family. They have no heritage. They're just learned fellows, and so they're not treated the same. I also reject the premise of it being a white man's work. Absolutely reject.
Is justice real?
Welcome, man.
I did. I got all of them. Every one of them.
Okay, I think we are done with that. Take whatever you want to take.
Thank you.
Whatever you don't want, you can throw it away.
All right.
People are distant from reality right now. Like, look at them. They just sitting around like on the TV. Like.
All right. Give your attention to the stage. We have a grand international artist about to come up here. Dr. Soul and friends. I'm ready for y'all right now. Come on. Oh, yeah,
this celebration of the 62nd independence anniversary of our beloved country, Nigeria. We welcome all of you, those of you who are Nigerians and those who are not, who have come to celebrate with us. We are very honored to have you in our midst. And this afternoon, yes. We are going to do a couple of songs. And of course, there is a lot for you to taste and a lot for you to see and buy and patronize all of the vendors who have come to sell their wares today and also showcase the rich cultural heritage of Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the music of the people of West Africa, from Ghana all the way to Nigeria.
Fantastic. Yeah, all right. We have our VIPs making their way.
I like it this, like it this, look at that. I 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 like it this, look at that. Rosanna, I love you. Rosanna, I love you. Rosanna, I need it, Bobo. This is what you mean, she on your mind. Don't you get me low? It's a person on your mind. On your phone. Oh, no. I don't know where I'm going to come back. You want to go? Like this. Gentlemen, we are going to take you. We're moving away from Igbo land. We are going to Kalabari land. Welcome to River State. Welcome to River State. So They say she too tall. Now your mama read to Bola. They say she too short. Easy. Now wow. Who I want to marry now? Easy. I want be like the monkey. Monkey don't wear weave on. Monkey don't put lipstick. Monkey they go salon to make it gay. People that clap for monkey. Monkey don't like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, come on a musical journey with us. It's like we're going to leave Calabari land and we're going to begin.
Which be our friend? I want to do it first. I'll let her tell Let's go.
Oh my God, 72 is 50 years ago? Oh my God, I'm loving the hat.
Let me shit you right this way.
You can join us.
No, come on, right here. Right here. No, I got that right there. You got a refuse on. How you Okay, you gotta make that shortcut.
yourselves. Can we get a round of applause for everything that's going on? Thank y'all for coming out. All right, it's one more. All right, so now, presenting, we have our VIPs in the building. Her Excellency, Dr. Amina Smaila, Nigerian ambassador to Atlanta. Can y'all give her a round of applause today as she make her way to the stage?
Thank you. Good afternoon. Isn't it a beautiful day? Bright and beautiful. So with me here is the Vice Chancellor of one of our most reputable universities in Nigeria. His name is Professor Abdulrasheed Naala. He will introduce the next VIP. So first, I'd like to welcome each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm already having fun, and I hope all of you will join in the fun. And I hope all of you will be on the dance floor soon. We have music from the bright sun till sunset. All right. Because today we are celebrating Nigeria's 62nd Independence Day. So it's not only about Nigerians that have flown in from Nigeria or Nigerians here in the diaspora, but we're also celebrating our brothers and sisters that are African American here in the United States of America. And it's only happening in Atlanta. Please have fun today, because I sure will. You're all welcome. And enjoy, of course, the sights and sound of Nigeria, the taste of Nigeria, the arts and craft, the fashion, creativity, and be sure to enjoy my dance steps. I haven't started yet. You're welcome, and I love you all.
Wow, give it up for the ambassador, please. You know, Nigeria is so beautiful. How many of us have been to Nigeria if you're not from Nigeria? If you have not been to Nigeria, you better go. So many cultures, so many traditions, so many colors. Nigeria should be the center of tourism in the world, because there are so many things to see. If you see one food and you eat one food and you feel it delicious, you have not tasted the other food, because there are just so many of them, so rich, so powerful. Nigeria has the largest people in Africa. It's the largest country in the entire Africa. I've heard it said everywhere that if you find four Africans, then one of them must be a Nigerian. Wherever it is you find them, whether you go to Brazil or you're here in America or anywhere, put all Africans together, all black people together. In every 4-1 is a Nigerian. So enjoy your day. Nigeria's birth is so important because it's Africa's birth. If Nigeria is powerful, Africa is powerful, and Africans are powerful. You know, today is such an important day because we are celebrating that nation of the world. I'm very happy to be here. University of Abuja is a preeminent university in Nigeria. We are also preeminent because the ambassador here in Atlanta took degrees from the University of Abuja. Can you give her a round of applause? She took the first degree, the master's degree, and the PhD from the University of Abuja. So you see, we are very proud of her, and I'm here to honor her. I'm very happy that today has come. Let me now introduce another legend, Nollywood legend. How many people have seen Nigerian movie? If you've seen Nigerian movie, raise up your hand. Everywhere in the world, it is the second largest movie in the world. Cinema industry. It has taken over from even Nollywood. Nollywood is at the back now. Bollywood first, Nollywood second, and then Hollywood third. That is what it is. So let me introduce a Nigerian legend, RMD.
Thank you very much. Just to say thank you for coming out this afternoon. It's always a privilege for me to be here. More special because Atlanta is where the first film that made over $1 million in Nigeria was shot here, which was 30 Days in Atlanta. So there's so much that we share with Atlanta as a people. Lots of our people here, and it's every time I come to Atlanta, it's like homecoming for me. This has also been a very heartwarming visit because I haven't spent Independence Day out of Nigeria for the longest time, and having to do it here yesterday, meeting so many people, Nigerians, especially the doctors, that were all very busy during the most trying periods in recent times. It was a privilege to share the stage with them yesterday. And of course, I've had some jollof rice. I'm happy that there is no competition today about Nigeria and Ghana jollof. I don't like getting into that argument because that argument is being sorted out permanently. So I had the privilege of going to Ghana, and I ate jollof rice there. They interviewed me and they asked me, so now that you've eaten jollof in Ghana, what do you think? I said, I confess, the best jollof I've eaten in my life is in Ghana. But when I found out, I sent my compliments to the chef, and when he came out of the kitchen, it was a Nigerian chef. So the argument is completely erased. But my work is not done here today. I'd like to bring on stage somebody also who is one of the things that we enjoy about, even though some of us tend to overcompensate when we are confronted with the reality of our reputation outside. But we have so many accomplished Nigerians all over the world, and there is no doubt about it. And our next guest is an accomplished Nigerian and a professor of law. He is the founder of the African Heritage University in California, right? The American Heritage University in California. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're too busy, let us welcome Professor Tony Galvin.
Good afternoon, good people of Georgia and good people of Atlanta. And good people from Africa and those that are in the diaspora. When I was invited to come to this occasion, I never showed any reluctance because I like to travel. I like to see things for myself. The gentleman that introduced me did not say that I'm the first Nigerian and the first African to be granted a license to operate a university in this country.
Say it again.
Say it again.
Say it again.
Okay. He never told you that I am the first African, first Nigerian to be granted a license to operate a university in 2004. So for those of you who have, if you have any academic problem, I'm here to solve it. Those things that you could not ordinarily get when you go to bigger universities, you can get it through us. We founded the university to assist individuals who had gone to the university elsewhere and for some reason, after 2 years, could not complete their degree program. So we are an adult degree completion university. Mark you, we don't take people with high school. For high school, you have your community colleges and junior college for that. For those people who are just loafing around, but they have the intellect and they have the transcripts, up to 60 units will bring you in. So it's American Heritage University of Southern California. Google it. Okay, so much of my marketing, I didn't know I was going to get into marketing at school, but I thought I should tell my brothers and sisters there's somebody like me. You know, the other day I was asking someone to tell me the oldest black university. Everybody kept talking about Howard. That is not true. Howard is not the oldest black university. Cheney State College in Pennsylvania is the oldest black university. How many of you know this before? So don't go to Howard. Cheney State is in Pennsylvania. It was founded by a Jamaican way back. I can't remember the year, but it's the #1 historical black college and university in the United States. All right, I'm going to now switch over to another colleague of mine. We're both lawyers. I'm a lawyer here, I'm a lawyer in Nigeria, I'm a lawyer in both places. I have a gentleman here who is younger and can remember things faster than I am. Because I'm old now, so we have to clear the stage to the younger ones to come in. And it is my privilege to look on this side and bring in Dr. Ali Anekwe. Dr. Ali Anekwe, please. Dr. Ali Anekwe is a yeah. Well, he doesn't want me to introduce him.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah. Well, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Thank you, my brother.
I'm still downstairs.
All right, Atlanta, how you doing? I am so glad RMD laid to rest. That Ghanaian jollof rice thing. I have a buddy of mine from Ghana who's here in Atlanta. I hope he's watching. I hope you're watching. Because RMD said it, so it must be real. I'm honored to be honored, but no one talent, no one person, no one success is born on the talents and the actions of one person. Everyone's success has come from someone else. You're standing on the shoulders of others. We're standing on the shoulders of these heroes. Our heroes past will never be in vain. That's a real thing. So I thank you. I thank you for having me up here and honoring me. But I want you to thank the ambassador. She's not out here. Her Excellency, Dr. Amina Smaila. Her leadership and direction of this consulate in Nigeria will put us more on the map the way we are. I'm very proud of each and every one of you, especially our frontline workers. And as a former military officer who served in Afghanistan, I'm proud of our soldiers, those who are African American brothers, but also the Nigerians who are serving here and abroad. So I salute to them, I salute to you, and I thank you. So allow me to introduce the next VIP. Oh, okay. All right, brother.
Hey, you did an awesome job. This next one is very near and dear to me. I met him when I was 12 at one of his many business schools across the country. This guy right here is the founder, visionary of the new Black Wall Street market. If that's not enough for an applause, I don't know what is. His name is Mr. Bill Allen.
Thanks, Ruben. It's a pleasure to be here. Her Excellency Ambassador Amina and I met when she first came here to Atlanta, and we really clicked with one another, and immediately with the aura of each of us meeting, she became my little sister and I'm her big brother, and we're just excellent friends. I'm delighted to be here as a part of the Nigerian celebration. We have a strong connection with Nigeria, with the new Black Wall Street. In fact, one of our staff members is from Abuja. And he's back there now, but he'll be coming back to us. And let me just say this. At the New Black Wall Street and the Allen Entrepreneurial Institute, we have a mission. And that mission is to increase the number and size of women and Black-owned businesses globally. It's a global part of the African countries that we want to bridge the gap and connect African Americans with Africans from the motherland. We feel that with that connection, with the economic power that we can put together, there's nothing stopping us across this world. So let us continue to celebrate not only Nigeria, but all of the countries of the continent of Africa. Again, thank you for being a part of the New Black Wall Street. And do come out and visit us in Stonecrest, Georgia. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
I want to introduce our next guest.
You better than with names.
She's from Houston. 1 second. We just met.
All right.
She's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Help him out, help him out, help him out. Make him look
Dr.
good.
Queen Azuma, she's from Houston. And by the way, those of you from Nigeria know that in the United States, the largest number of Nigerian in the United States, I believe, is in the metropolitan area of Houston. Let us welcome her as she come and speak with her. Thank you, speak with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, Atlanta. No matter what, Atlanta keeps soaring and soaring. And now, with our new, excuse my voice, it was from the party last night. We had a good time, right? Our Consul General has put out this year something that we have not had before. And it is my privilege on her invitation to be here. I have a very good sister here who does everything that is good about connecting people and about business. Dr. Emilia Orubele is my sister. So also, yes, and there she is at her booth. One thing I want to say though is, we only can be as strong as our unity takes us. Nigerians need to be more united. It does not matter if you're from the north or from the south or from the west or from the east. It is how united we are that will take us to the next level. We have come a long way. We are doing a lot of things good, and we need to push forward. I want to also say, in Houston, Texas, we have a lot of diaspora community organizations. I belong to one, and I'm wearing one of the outfits that we wear to showcase our culture and our heritage. That organization is the Otu Umo Anambra USA Association Incorporated. So also are many other organizations. The only reason I mention it is, wherever you are, find your sisters and brothers, meet, talk about how to be better, helping with the community we are in, and then moving forward and helping ourselves in Nigeria. Thank you.
Excuse me.
Keep doing what you're doing. I'm glad to see all of you.
Come here.
Thank you very much.
Don't go nowhere. I need to take a picture with them three. I need to take a picture right there.